All right, here we go. Sunday night features open. I am a tad bit early, or I'm sorry, late, about 5 minutes late, but we'll go ahead and get logged in here to TradingView. um, I did not have a good week last week. I just didn't. And just I was rushing. I made a whole lot of mistakes last week. Um, I went too heavy in trades when I shouldn't have. Just all kinds of problems. And by the way, I switched streaming software. I'm running something now, so you won't be able to see my face until I can get that part figured out. But there's some cool things I like about it. So, um, wow, we're opening. I figured we would open down, but my goodness, what a gap! What a gap! And I have a spy put for Monday, so thank goodness for that, because that means that if this gap holds, then that'll pay me nicely. So let's just see how far. Yeah, that's a pretty good gap. I mean, down 200 points to open on NQ. Yikes. So definitely two down so far. Inside week, of course. Let me turn this off. I was looking at something with Wyckoff. Um, but yeah, so opening down 200. Wow, that's a lot. So we can't go two down on the week though with NQ until we clear the 377. So that would that'd be pretty far down there. Uh let's see here. So yeah, so you guys can still chat with me. You're just not gonna be able to see my face at the moment, is all. And here goes Phoebe chewing on her chewing on her chew toy. Oh, she cracks me up doing that. So if we get down below 599, which is still another 100 points away, um, that's, I mean, there's a whole lot of liquidity right here. I'm kind of curious to see if they might buy this dip a little bit here. Let's have to see. Still got the broadening formation drawn from last week. But yeah, I I made a really bad mistake on Friday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday. Um, I was up 4K in my 150K account, and I ended up blowing it. Um, it wasn't FOMO. It was just, I think I was just trying to get over that, um, over that hump, like that Apex has now, where you have to make sure you're above the trailing drawdown. And I think I was just trying to rush that and push that. So, lesson learned there. Just not going to be able to do that. I don't know how much of a background noise you guys will be able to hear in this software. I know in the OBS you can hear quite a bit, but this is something called Prism Live Studio or something. So I'm just trying it out. See how well I'll like it, and I wish I could get the camera thing, but it keeps telling me something about it's not installing the virtual camera properly because of settings and privacy. I don't know. I've gone to all of it, but I just can't quite figure it out, so. If nothing else, I hope my put pays off for tomorrow. It may come to Tesla's liquidity here at 598. That'd be pretty wild. I haven't marked up my lines yet from last week, so I'll do that now. So if they do take us two down on the week, I'd be looking at here as a first target, 660. Or I'm sorry, 260, so 21,260. And then there is a gap here between 21,106 to 21,175. But it does look like they are going to come down in Tesla's liquidity here around 598. Let's see, half of this candle. So there is a wick here at 625. So this could be a target, and then they start maybe buying right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an order there at around 620. Yeah, 625. Maybe a tad preemptive, but I just think they may come down and touch that there. Um, so we'll see. I want to try to buy one maybe at 80. See if they might buy a little bit here at 80. Well, they did momentarily, but it didn't hold, that's for sure. I was up like, what, 80, $90 there at one point, but it's almost like they're, I don't know if they're going to slide us on down through the 60s or not. It's very possible. So this is the weekly candle. Um, they would need to buy here definitely about 200 to 300 points higher in order to push us to up or have any inkling that they might push us to up. But I mean, it's definitely favoring downside at this point. Um, opening down 200 points. That doesn't happen a lot. I don't look for us to go from negative to positive. The stats usually show that if you open in a negative territory, you'll also close in a negative territory. So I don't look for them to close us in a positive territory, opening down 200 points. The question is, when are they going to get a little bit of a relief buying? Um, Certainly hasn't happened here in the first 18 minutes. So, like I said, I thought I might be a little preemptive on that. I'm okay with that. So, I mean, you gotta know your risk, right? So, and that's one thing I really didn't um, super pay attention to last week. Actually, what happened was Trump was speaking, and I just went too heavy too soon. I was right on the direction, but um, it went up, came down, took my stop, and then reversed on me and blew the account in the process. So, it is what it is. I'm definitely not a perfect trader. So, if they do continue to sell off here, uh, I'd look for maybe some more buying somewhere around in the 580s. We definitely could have one of those days tomorrow where NQ is down 400 to 700 points. I mean, I've seen that happen. And ES is down anywhere from 50 to 70. I mean, ES is down 30 something now. Um, so I would look for maybe another 20 points. So somewhere around 675, I would 60 75, I would look for them to buy. I'm going to go ahead and put in a buy right there. And in fact, I'm going to change it to 3. So that'll buy me somewhere around 60 75. And I'm going to buy, I want to just do one up here at 60 79. So at some point, you start just sort of figuring out like areas that they'll buy and sell. Look at NQ again. So it DCA'd me in there, or what Apex would call DCA. It's not a true DCA. DCA is for stocks. It's not really for futures. I just want to see if we get a tad bit of relief buying here. If we don't, I will cut this. And I'll wait until I see like a true reversal. What the strat would call a 2-2 reversal on a smaller time frame. So, in fact, I'm pretty close to probably cutting this now. I'm gonna see if they'll buy through here through the 40s. If not, like I said, I was looking at 591 to 540 area, maybe up to 560, that they would, potentially see some buying coming in. I'm gonna set 2 there. Yeah, I need to see some buying coming in here pretty soon, or I'll be cutting this for a loss. I knew I was going to be early anyway. I just wasn't sure how early. There's no video? You're kidding. Okay, well, if that's the case, then guess what? I'm going to let me get out of this trade cuz I'm up now. I'm up 65 bucks. So let me get out of this trade cuz I was down like 900. So let me get out of this trade and I'll redo the stream through OBS. Okay. All right, trade done. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, well then that means, wait a minute. Can you see it now? Can you see this now? Can you see the screen now? Oh, you know what? I think I did. Hang on a second. I bet you can see it now, right? I'm guessing you can probably see it now because it's showing over here on this side. I think I just didn't have it set up right. Like I said, this is some new software, so I really wasn't, they're really not 100% adept at it. But I'm guessing you can now see this. Okay. Um, I'm guessing this is visible now, right? Yeah, I figured out what I did wrong, so I'm gonna take a stab at a long here. We can get a nice little run back up into the 60s to 80s. This will work out. This will work out good. This is a 2 minute chart here. Um, so if, which left a hammer, even though it was red, it was a hammer. So we can get just a little bit of push right here, up through the 60s, up into 80s. This will turn out to be a nice little trade. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how well I like the software, so we'll just have to see. But uh, may go back to OBS. At least I know how to work OBS. That's not good. It popped up there, and then it just. This could just be a little run on liquidity, though. Um, but I don't know. We've been at this level already once tonight. Well, I certainly don't like that they're not buying this level as much as I thought they would. I thought they might buy these 40s a little bit better than they have. Um, Kind of interesting. They are putting us sideways here. God, Twitter is getting on my nerves. I have to turn my notifications on and off. I'm tempted to DCA in again, buy another one. Average in is what I would call it. Um, I'm tempted to right here. This is like the third time they've tested this level tonight. But I really want to see it cleared and up out of here, up back up into the 60s. Would you just come on and push? It's crazy. All right. I'm out of this trade. I'm gonna wait. I mean, my hunches tell me that they're gonna come up here to the 64 area, but so I got $120 on that trade. I mean, I should have averaged in down here, but you know, hindsight. I just don't think the overall downside is over. That's my only issue with. I mean, you could do what I just did there and scalp, but I just don't think that the overall downside is over, and so I don't want to go. I certainly am not going to go heavy. Um, I mean, in the past, there's been quite a bit of buying here at this 48 level, 50 level, all the way back, 21st, 17th. Actually, they kind of sold it off on the 17th, but then bought it up later. Yeah, so I mean, there's been quite a bit of buying in this area, going all the way back. But I just don't like it, like, overall. So white, I played around with something called the Wyckoff Wave Average True Range. Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna like it, but just wanted to. Sometimes I just like to add little different things to see how it plays out. Um, I mean, I think the Strat is the gold standard, but we'll just have to see how it plays out. I'm trying to get used to wealth charts, but I just I like some things about it, and I don't like some things about it. I mean, TradingView's my favorite, so hard to get away from it. I much prefer it over anything. I'm just glad it seems like my put for tomorrow will pay off. Um, Especially ES if they continue to sell it off. I mean, if we open up down, I think I got a six. I gotta look. I can't remember if I have a 600. Yeah, I've got a 600. Um, so I'm definitely gonna need it to open around maybe 605 to 603 ish area in the morning. Really for that to kind of pay. Um, no, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, they are buying it off this thing. You know what? Let's take a stab at one. Let's take a stab at one. You know what I should have done right there? Because this is a 2-minute chart, I should have waited for that to close above that line. Now that I'm thinking about it. Let's see if they close it above this. I don't, like I said, I don't, I just don't really use indicators, so I don't know. They sort of baffle me. I would like to get a run back into the 60s here, though, for sure. Slow indicator might not be bad. All right, I'm going to put a stop on this. Actually, I'm just going to close it. So there's a quick $145. Let's see if it runs up into 64. I'm not in the trade. I got out, but let's just see if it runs into 64 for my entertainment purposes. Since this is entertainment. Let's look at ES for a minute here. So 04.75 to 5.25. If it gets above there, again, I just don't know how much, like how much of this buying or selling is over. Well, it hit it. It hit 65. They're on NQ. Man, if we got like a 40 point run right here, that'd be epic. Uh you know what? Let's do an MNQ. That way I'm not like putting my gains tonight at risk, really. Do that, and then I'll set it down here. I'll put the stop down here at 44. Yeah, let's do that. You only lose like $20, if that comes out and takes out that stop. So that's why I'm not opposed to this. See if we can get about a 40-50 point run here in NQ. Not trying to brag, but one thing I'm good at is targets. Like, I'm good at those. Now, if I could just get them, perfect when I'm in my PA account, that'd be great. Actually, that happened the other day. It was just it came down and took my stop before it went to the target, and I was way too heavy in the trade, and so I blew my account. Had I been 1 to 2 minis, it would have been golden, but I felt like I was right on my target, which I was. I was just a little tad early. Um, and I was too heavy. And it was, it's nobody's fault but mine. Um, I full ported the account. I said, screw it, I'm going for it. And it didn't work out. But again, my fault. At some point this week, I am going to work on a Top Step 100K combine again. I love Apex. I really do. I mean, I'm an affiliate at Apex, and I love that you can have multiple accounts. What I don't like at Apex is their 30% consistency rule. I hate it. Um, I think once you're funded, you know, I mean, just to me, and I mean, I've stated this to them before, I feel like they're punishing you for having a good day. So, whereas Top Step, I feel like, does not do that. They don't have a consistency rule once you're funded. Apex does. Take Profit Trader is another one that does. They don't have a consistency rule in their eval. Top Step does, but Take Profit Trader doesn't. But once you're funded, I think it's 40% maybe. So, they have that. Tradeify and My Funded Futures, I'm not real sure. I'm going to buy a couple more here. Tradeify and My Funded Futures, they have a consistency rule. Well, actually, I'm not sure about them. My Funded Futures, I know they have a consistency rule in their eval. I'm not sure about in their funded account. With Tradeify, I'm not sure either. But those are the only firms that I can ever recommend. I do, I'm not messing with anybody but those. I've, never had a Take Profit Trader funded account. I had a My Funded Futures funded account but blew it. Um, Top Step, I've had a funded account, but most of my accounts have been with Apex. Okay, I'm gonna take one off. Uh, so Selena, sorry, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Uh, with Apex, they have two 30% rules. So one is you're not supposed to let any one trade go 30% against you into your drawdown. Then, once you're funded, your best day cannot be 30% more than the other days. However, there is a trick to this. Let's say you do have a day where you're 30% more, right? The trick is you put in a request, let them deny you on the payout, and then trade for another 8 days, keeping within the 30% consistency rule, and you'll be able to get your money. Um, I don't know if they're going to get hip to it or not, but that's pretty much what everybody is doing. That's their rules. That's what they said. They said, you know, basically, if you're over your buffer, so let's say you have a 50K account, you're $2,600, So let's say you got it to 52.6. Then what you do is, if one of your days is over 30%, you go ahead and request um, a payout. Let them deny you, okay? Because they're probably going to. That's fine. Because now you got your buffer built. They're going to deny you. You keep trading 8 days. As long as you make $50 or more, then you can withdraw your profits above your buffer. So that's pretty much it. And I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks. So just kind of a trick with Apex. Don't tell them I told you that. So, Selena, if you've never traded futures before, this is what they call the micro contract, which is what I would tell you to trade with first, because it's going to be hard for you to blow an account trading micros. I don't trade micros a ton. I trade the big contract, the mini, which is this one. So, NQ would be the mini, MNQ would be the micro. ES is going to be the mini, and MEQ or MES would be the micro. Um, so a lot of people do trade NQ or MEQ because it moves pretty fast, but it does move 60% faster than ES. So do keep that in mind, or MES, whichever one you choose to go with there. So yeah, so it does move 60% faster. So keep that in mind. But and I would recommend you definitely start out with the micros, not the minis. Especially if you've never traded before. If you want to get started with Apex, my link is in the description of this video, and then my coupon code is Blues Trades, and then that'll get you a discount. I don't think that they're running any specials right now though, so I would wait until you see they're running an 80% off. Um, good. I'm glad you've been practicing. Yeah, so I would, if you want to go with Apex, I would wait until they run a special. Right now I don't think they are. I think it's only 50% off, which is not great. So I would just wait until they have at least, 70 to 80% off sale, and then you can grab, especially if they do an 80% off sale, you can grab a 50K account for like, I don't know, usually like $30 or something. So I would wait until they do that. Don't buy one at 50% off. Just keep practicing until they have a sale, then you can buy an account. I don't know if we're going to slide up through the 80s or not here. It's not looking good. I'm actually probably just going to go ahead and cut this trade. Like I said, I don't think the downside overall is over. I think that was probably a little relief bounce right there, and then we'll see some more selling. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I mean, obviously I can't tell you what to do. I can only give you my opinion. Yeah, Selena. Yeah, we opened with 200 points down on NQ. I'm hoping it holds because I have a spy put for tomorrow. Um, milk. No, I bought a put. I bought a put for Monday. So I'm hoping that the gap down holds. I'll just close it out in the morning at probably around open. Maybe switch to a call because I think they will buy it. I just don't, know exactly where. Yeah, I don't ever sell naked anyway. I mean, you know, would do a spread, but I'm not gonna sell naked. Hey, thanks for telling me that the stream wasn't showing. I don't know. Well, actually, I do know what I did wrong. Um, with this software, but yeah, I appreciate you telling me. I'm gonna take a stab short here and put my stop up here around 74 ish. So, Selena, in a lot of ways, futures is easier than options because you just got to get one thing right, and that's the direction. Um, with options, I mean, there's so many ways to make money, but at the same time, if you don't buy enough time with theta, or, you don't get it right, right strikes, all those kinds of conditions, you can be right on the direction and still lose money. So, it's, I do still trade some options, but my primary focus is futures just because I feel like it's a lot easier. Uh, on the 2 minute, no, not really. I mean, this is a 2 minute time frame chart, but bigger time frame is definitely where I said they might. Kind of interesting because I said they might start buying it around this area. Let me hide this. Let me hide this indicator. I don't know how I'm gonna end up using it anyway. Probably won't. Um, I still think they test the 600 level here, 21,600 level. Here on NQ 597, 598. Uh, I just there's a whole lot of liquidity, right, especially at 565. There's a bunch. So I just think they may come down and test this whole area here. But I could be wrong. They could start buying it here. And I mean, it'd be really be something if they came 300 points and filled that gap. I don't think that's going to happen. But, I could be wrong. They could, buyers could definitely step in this area and, push us back up. We are in this mother bar range I talked about last week. Here, and you can draw your fib on this. Um, we are in this mother bar range. I talked about this range last week. From here, from 22,382 down to 21,303. So we are in this range. And then what I do is I find that what the strat will call mother bar range, and then I draw the fibs based on that mother bar. And that just kind of gives you a really, this is where, um, not where the week closed, but it was the low of the previous week. And I talked about that area in a stream last week here, around this 849 area. Um, so your optimal entry to go back long would be here at 570, 565. But it could be anywhere between the fib of 21,721 to 21,564, that we see some buying come in. So just gonna kind of depend on, what happens. Yeah, much less complex than options, in my opinion. But trading overall is not easy. I mean, there's a lot to it, and um, people think it's real easy, but it's not. And it takes a long time, I think, uh, to do it right and do it effectively, and to be consistently profitable. we're in an interesting spot right here because I don't know if these 50s are going to hold. They're going to push us down to the 40s to get a little bit of buying, or are they going to buy us around the 20s? So I don't know. Just be interesting to see what happens here. Kind of in no man's land for me. I don't, I am still short in that micro, but we definitely could see some buying stepping in here. Anywhere between here and 10 to 20 points lower. But I'm just not it's just kind of interesting. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know where the buyers are going to step in. Ideally, like I laid out earlier, I would really like to see them come down here to 597 before some real buying steps in. 600s area. I mean, I could definitely see that as a possibility. The thing is, in Q, usually if it gaps down 200, they might bring us back to 200, or they might continue to sell it off down where we're negative 400 to 600. If they do that, I would be looking for them to buy somewhere around 482 to 450 area, 460 area. So that's a possibility as well. I just think there's so much liquidity in this whole area right here. I mean, at any point they could buy, they could have buy orders. Oh, the other thing, I subscribed to this thing last week. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's called Geeks of Finance. It helps a lot too to see where the to see, so it basically is GEX. Okay, I'm logged in. Why am I not seeing my stuff? Get dashboard maybe? What the heck? Okay. Okay, so what this does is this tells you where the dealer clusters are. So basically, it's just like, well, it's gamma exposure is what it is. So when you get up in this area, they're going to be selling. When you get down in this area, they're going to be buying. That's just common sense anyway, really. It's the old adage, buy low, sell high, right? So if you go here, they don't have futures on here, but you can see the index. So you can see QQQ. So this is why I went, bought a put for Monday, was because I knew when we got up in here, we were on Thursday, Friday, we were running out of room. Now, the problem was I bought a little too early because I actually bought it like on Wednesday because we were up in this area on Wednesday. So I thought, well, but it turned out I was just like way too early. Yeah, so this is like the total, and then you can go down to the weekly, or you can go up to a weekly, and then, or down to a weekly, and then you can go OTE, which I would have to wait and see that tomorrow. But that basically is saying like, they're gonna be buying, around in this area, and then they're selling up in this area. So, but it just represents gamma exposure. And their other tier, I think, So this just shows, okay, so this shows levels too. But they have like a higher tier one you can buy where it'll show the actual like um numbers. I just didn't subscribe to that plan. I may. We'll see. But this one I thought was like good enough for me, really. So I'll try to share the Gex thing on my channel. I mean, I'm not going to show it a lot because that's, that's for software, and it is a paid subscription, so I don't really believe in that. But I mean, I can still go over it for sure on my channel. No problem there. But I'll just do the indexes since that's what I'm mostly focused on anyway. I'm not going to go into like, other stocks and stuff, so. Yeah, there's no buying right now. I mean, it's just so we're just in such a tight little range now. I mean, it's hard to tell where those buyers are going to step in. I mean, my hunch is they come all the way down and test that liquidity there that I talked about, but we'll see. This is a daily chart here, so if I go down to a 5 minute, I mean, we might see some short term buying, but not a lot. I mean, we're below the opening range um, that we had on the 5 minute. There, are we below the 15? Yeah. So here's your opening range. 776 to 58, 658. So we are below the opening range. That 15-minute opening range there. All right, I'll be right back. Well, they did do a little temporary buying there in the 40s, but um, not much. If they crack these 40s, I think we do go down 300 points on NQ. We'll see. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Okay. I don't even know what this freeform thing does. I guess it's a notes or something. I don't know. Well, kind of like grid paper. Well, you can draw on it or something. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, whatever. Um, I love how they come out with software. They just put it on your stuff and like you don't even know what it does. Like, we're gonna go sideways here or what? I still think we're looking for more downside, but we'll see. Man, that's not look, this is not a bad little it's not a little bad little profit here on one micro, $50. I'll move my stop up here to about here, about 45. Yeah, I guess the faceless YouTube channel isn't so bad, right? I mean, it seems a little strange, but I guess it's all right. The software isn't too bad. I mean, there's definitely some pros to it versus OBS, but I mean, it's okay, I guess. I wish I could get the camera part working. It kept telling me it couldn't add it because I don't know, some sort of security or something on my Mac. I don't know. I went into where it said to go to, but I couldn't figure it out, so I just gave up on it. Figured it'd be all right without it. I'm hoping I can hit one a monster trade tomorrow and pass this pass this eval here. There were a whole lot of YouTubers that blew up last week. I mean, last week was tough. It really was. So yeah, last week was tough. I definitely wasn't the only one that blew up, but I knew better. I mean, mine was just pure going too heavy. I mean, my targets were right. I just went too heavy at the wrong time, so that's my fault. Otherwise, I wouldn't have blown up. I mean, it was, but it was just I knew I was taking a chance, and I wasn't wrong. I was just a little early. Yeah, it happens. I mean, I know they don't. I know they tell you not to look at it this way, but I can't help but look at it the way Alpine does. Um, I mean, what did I really have invested in that account? $100. Um, and some time. But I mean, I know Apex doesn't want you to look at it that way, but that's the reality of it. That's what you have invested in that account. You have what you paid for the eval and what you paid for the PA fee and your time. That's literally what you have invested. So I mean, it's hard to look at it any other way. I don't care what they say. And I say, well, I know they say, well, we can't evaluate you, to move you to a live account if you're going to keep doing that. But I mean, that's just the reality of it. That's literally the money you have invested in it. So I have a differing opinion with them on that. Like I have a differing opinion with them on the 30% consistency rule. I think at most it needs to be 50%. know, 30% I think is too tight. Because if you catch, if you catch a really good runner and you catch a day where NQ can go 200 points and ES can go 50, you're limiting yourself. Um, so now, I mean, like I said, I mean, the trick is keep on trading, let them deny you, and then now you've got a great cushion built up. And then every 8 days you can churn the account basically. But I just still think it's limiting your profits. They're saying, we don't want you to make all this money. We don't want you to have this really great day because of our 30% consistency rule. I think it's crap. I don't care what they say. I think they're wrong. Top Step doesn't say, well, we got a consistency rule once you're funded. They're like, no, come trade. Come trade. We want you to make as much money as possible because you'll be able to withdraw half of that once you're funded. So that's Top Step's rule. Now, I mean, listen, obviously the best way to go about all this is to trade it with everybody. And then you can make a ton of money. It's just that every firm has different rules, and you have to know those rules if you're going to trade with that firm. I just don't like Apex's rule of 30% consistency. All their other rules, I really got no problem with it. But with the consistency rule, I have a problem with it because I feel like they punish you if you've had a good day. That's just the way I look at it. All right, I'm gonna move the stop right here to 38. Is it a 38? Yeah, 40 probably, roughly. Well, I wasn't wrong about the downside not being over. Question is, do we go two down here, break through the 20s, or do they buy the 20s? So, I don't know. Let's see what this little dude says. This is an interesting indicator, that's for sure. It's just called the Wyckoff wave. I don't know. I was just looking at some stuff with Wyckoff, and I thought, oh, I'll just go on TradingView and see what they have. People make different indicators to do different things, so I thought, oh, I'll just give it a shot. It's kind of fun to play around with indicators, but I just overall I don't use them. I mean, you can see I really prefer my charts be as clean as possible, because I feel like price action is the way to go. And learning the strat like really transformed my trading. It made sense to me, and it really turned things around for me. The only other indicator I ever really used was this right here. Let me see if I can find it. It's called COG. It stands for center of gravity. Thing is, I don't know where it is. There it is. I loved this indicator. basically what this indicator says is this is your center of gravity line right here, this middle line. And when you get down into these waves right here, it's, you know, basically overbought, oversold areas. And the theory is that you know, always return to the center. But the way I always read it too was this was like your most extreme. Um, so we'll see if this plays out tomorrow. I mean, another 300 points. It's very possible. We're already down 300. Very possible for sure. So what I may do is, I think I'll mark this area right here. So this will be your most extreme right here. It'll be 21,360 area. Um, so yeah, so we'll see. This will be your next little point down here, be 29,594, which interesting enough, I actually called way earlier tonight on this stream as a point where they might buy. So yeah, maybe I'll go back to using this indicator. But yeah, I would always look at all these little dots and but yeah, the waves, you know, so whenever you see these little crosses happen, like here, this just represents consolidation. So you can see all through here is consolidation. It just lets you know that there is a bigger move coming. And then as you can see, we got that sell off. But I found that indicator, man, when I was trading options, you know, 3, 4 years ago. About four, yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago. Now, and it was I fell in love with it. I would really study it and spend hours studying that indicator, and just you know just really fell in love with it, and it I felt like it helped me a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much the only indicator I've ever used. I feel like you can really go down a rabbit hole with indicators, and then uh you know it's just you're stuck. All right, well, there's some acceleration there to the downside. Um, so we'll see if they come down and touch this. This is 596, which I talked about again. I talked about way earlier in the stream. The 600 to 590 area. I said we could see some buying step in there. So we'll see if they come down and touch it or not. By the way, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It you know been super cool. Sorry I had some technical difficulties there at the beginning of the night. Whoa, that's some acceleration. Holy smokes. That's wild. Wow, that was fast and furious. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out here. I think we may get some buying around this area. So I'm actually gonna go back long. I'm gonna do 3 micros back long. Nice. Alright. I'm gonna take one of them off. I'll let the other two ride here. We're coming up in here. So there's a guy named Juicy Trades that has something he calls Trill. So actually it stands for, basically it's time and price. Um so actually I'm gonna add right here. We're coming into the 50, what he would call the 50-10 macro. So the way this works is you're gonna come down. I've created a 20-minute chart for this, and so we're 6 minutes into it already, but we'll see between 10 till, which we're in this, up until 10 after the new hour, if we get some buying. I think that we are. I think that the downside is over temporarily. And we will see some short-term buying right here. So I did go back long. I feel like I've executed pretty good tonight. Okay, well, maybe I'm a tad early. I'm gonna switch to a mini right here. I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna put my stop down here around 72. Okay, there's quick $80, 85, 90, 110. All right, I'm gonna close that out. Let the micros run. Hari, I just now saw your question. Is there any lagging in placing orders in trading view? Probably, but not enough to make a difference for me. Because I go pretty much based on levels, so I pretty much can read about where they're gonna buy and sell. Um, and Selena asked again, will SPY follow this trend tomorrow? I don't know. We'll just have to see where we wake up to. All right, nice little buying here. Nice little buying. Um, I figured they. I mean, I said they would probably buy in this area. I said it at the very beginning of the stream, actually. Curious to see if these 60s hold here. If not, I would look for another 60 points, roughly 60 points down. Um, see who's winning the football game. So I'm guessing it's going to be the Eagles and Chiefs again in the Super Bowl. We'll see. I'd really like to see the Bills win this game, though. I'm kind of sick of seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Like, can we just get somebody else? Alright. I think I'm still in those micros. I probably need to close those. The 60s are holding, but not like I would want them to. Oh, I'm gonna cut that trade. Probably about even actually with the mini I played. It's okay. It happens. Um should have closed the micros out same time I closed the mini out, but if it looks like we're gonna get some buying, I'll go back long. But I said I didn't think overall that the buying was or selling was over. Ah, my ES executed. Remember how I set those levels at the beginning? Alright, well, I'll take it. I set those levels right there to buy at that area and it bought it. Nice. 150 bucks right there. I do amaze myself sometimes. I was like, wait a minute, what was that? What did I get filled on? Like, overall, this has been a pretty profitable stream tonight. Not bad. Put a stop right here on this. I mean, wow. Quick 20 something points right there. Could have left those micros on. Um, I mean, I called out these levels that we could see some buying at. It's playing out so far, but with the way NQ moves, I'm just not, I'm not super gung ho on taking a mini right here. I mean, I would love for them to get us all the way back up here, really see some buying stepping in, but I just don't know, for sure. So I don't want to take a mini right here. I mean, I'm tempted to, but I just know with the way NQ moves really fast, it's hard to take a mini. I think I'll go back in with a couple micros. Let's do that. Put the stop back down here. All right. Let's go back to ES. All right. Up 250 on that trade. I want to move the stop right here to 84, so 60.84 is my stop. If it keeps going, I'll move it. Yeah, up 312 now on that trade. All right, moving a little tighter. I know I can get this eval pass this week. I know I can. 100% sure of it. I'm a third of the way there now. All right, let's see if we can get up to 6090 here on ES. We're at 6088 right now. Um, it's two micros up $80. This trade's up 375 on ES. This is why I do really like ES better. I feel like you can, it's smoother. All right, it just took my stop. Um, so yeah, it's smoother for sure. Nice. Buffalo just scored a touchdown. I'm gonna be so happy if Buffalo wins tonight. I don't think they will, but I hope they do. Hari, dude, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea if SPA will go below 595. Boy, I hope it does, because I got a 600 put. That would put me $5 in the money. That would pay me really nice. um, but I don't know. I have no idea. The best platform for futures. Uh, I mean, it just depends on what you're doing. You know, I don't really trade futures with my own money. I only do the Apex or Top Step. But and that's just for lots of reasons because you can scale a lot better. I mean, Apex allows you to have 20 accounts. Top Step you can have 5. I mean, you're going to have a whole lot of money of your personal money to trade futures um because you can get liquidated so fast even on a micro, if you're in the wrong direction and market volatility comes in. I mean, they'll liquidate you. So for that reason, I just prefer to really, use the prop firms. um but I prefer Trading View. You cannot try, you cannot copy trade on Trading View. So if you're looking to copy trade, I would either use NinjaTrader and then use Replicanto, or some other copy trader. Affordable Indicators has one, but I don't see anything affordable about it. But that's what that guy calls his company. Or I would use Quant Tower, um, and use the Rhythmic accounts in Quant Tower. Um, or you could go Wealth Charts that Apex is using now. Well, they're not using them, but they've partnered with them. They have a built-in copier. So I would, or if you go Top Steps accounts, they have Top Step X, which is basically built like Trading View, and it has a built-in copier. So that's those are pretty much your choices. There's several choices to use. I personally do not like copy trading, just because I feel like if I've made a bad trade, then it's just really amplified. So I prefer to really kind of focus on one account, and then I'll switch accounts and trade another account. But that's just me. That's my risk tolerance. But there's plenty of people who copy trade, and those are your options if you want to copy trade. Hey, stop it! What in the world is your problem? Baby! Really? You guys know those zippers, like the plastic zippers, like on, zip up jackets. She was chewing on that. Oh gosh. The thing is, ES doesn't really go much below 50 points down. We're down 45. I think we were down 50. But if they do close us down 50, like, I don't mean close like the whole session tomorrow. I'm just saying, like, if we go down 100, I would really look for them to step in and buy. But that's why I peppered those orders down there, because I thought that that was about the range they might start buying it. I mean, the beauty of trading is, I mean, this stuff just repeats over and over and over and over. And, you've seen it 1,000 times. You pretty much can guesstimate about what's going to happen. All right, I'm going to take another stab at a long here. think they TTO'd right here. It's a strat term, means triangle they out, which usually indicates a little bit of a reversal. I could be wrong, but we'll see. The problem I have is I'm usually not wrong. I'm just early. Great. Well, we've gone 50 down. I said it could possibly go. But I definitely bought that a little too early right there. Well, this is why you have bigger drawdown accounts, so when you're way too early. Good lord. Remember I said might go 400 down, 400 to 600 down on NQ? They definitely just hit one of those areas. I think another thing with trading too is, the more you do it, like the more comfortable you get, you know? I did really mess up on that trade, though. There's no doubt about that. I was, like, way too early. They don't step in here, I'm thinking 60, 75. Yeah. Definitely did some damage to this account tonight. It's why I can't hardly trade a 50K account, because I need the leeway. Of course, if I'd have stuck to 1 to 2 minis, but I kept, thinking I was right. All right, I'm gonna get off stream, guys. Hope you guys have a good night. Take care. Appreciate you tuning in, and we'll do it again probably somewhere later this week. All right.